What's going on, guys? It's your man Ed. He's the wholesale coach here, back for another video. And in this video, I want to talk about that eviction foreclosure crisis situation that's been going on for a lot of landlords out here, right? As y'all probably know, a lot of these landlords have been out here struggling. They haven't been able to collect rents for quite some time. Many people have lost their houses due to this, right? Well, it's starting to happen now. It's going to start picking up a lot more. So, a lot of landlords, understandably so, have been extremely frustrated with the current situation that's going on with the pandemic, and the moratorium and stuff like that. So some of them up until the point of literally murdering their residents. Okay, so today I want to react to a story out of Las Vegas talking about a landlord, a 79-year-old landlord, murdering two women and critically injuring a man over a rent dispute. All right. So really serious situation. There's a couple clips that I want to show you all in this video. So without further ado, let's go ahead. Let's get into it.
With me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ay, coming down like precipitation. I ain't never met a...
All right, guys, so we're going to start off with this article from ABC News here. So it says that two dead, one wounded in Vegas owner-tenant rent dispute. So basically, a landlord was arguing with these live-in tenants. So the landlord also lives at the same place over unpaid rent, before, eventually actually murdering these two individuals and wounding a man who survived 9 gunshots. So just off the rip, salute to the guy that took the 9 bullets. That's 50 Cent little brother right there. He out here. But the shooting suspect, Arnoldo Lozano-Sanchez, 78 years old, surrendered after a 1-hour standoff with the police, who arrived at about 12:30 a.m. to find one woman dead outside the pink 1-story home and the wounded man coming out the door, said Police Lieutenant Ray Spencer. So the SWAT officers came in, found the second woman dead inside of the house. So they haven't given out the names of the actual individuals, but they were all in their 50s, it says. And the man is in the hospital in critical condition. But from another article that I heard, it looks like that man is actually going to survive. All right. So one thing about this story that kind of stood out, though, is how the witnesses talked about how the landlord behaved afterwards, right? So it was one section up in here. It was saying he's just sitting there calm, like nothing happened. So you know what I mean? Like he had just this cold demeanor. And like I said, this pandemic, the moratorium going on, has been causing a lot of landlords to miss out on a lot of money. And, some of which, some people houses have been taken, I'm sure, due to the courthouses being closed for quite some time. People, I'm sure, have gotten their houses taken during this pandemic. And, I'm assuming that this landlord lived in this same house with these tenants. And I'm going to show you another video, a couple videos as well or whatever. But, the landlord lived there. The people said that, hey, they're not going to pay, or that, the landlord may have to take them to court. And the landlord just wasn't having that, guys. So, if y'all renting out there, make sure that y'all pay y'all rent, man, especially when y'all got older landlords, to be honest with you. I heard someone say recently that there was the older I get, the less I'm worried about a life conviction. So think about that, guys. You messing with people that's much older and stuff like that. Granted, we don't know the people's situation. RIP to all of the victims from this situation. But this man did, it seemed a little deranged or whatever, just based off the reporting that I'm seeing here. So let's click over to the first video that I want to show you all.
Hey, good morning, guys. So yeah, Metro tells us that this landlord killed 2 women that were living inside his home and shot another man 9 times. That man is currently in critical condition in the hospital. Metro says the call came just after midnight last night after multiple shots were fired. They found a woman in the front yard with gunshot wounds. They brought her down the street to get treated. Medical crews did try to save her, but they were not able to, and she was pronounced dead. While officers were securing the scene, another man came outside of the house with 9 gunshot wounds. He was rushed to UMC, where he is now in critical condition. After SWAT negotiators went in, another woman was found dead inside the home. The suspect is a man in his 70s. He did not cooperate at first, but after negotiations with SWAT, he was taken into custody. Now, officers do believe that the landlord did live inside the home along with the victims. No word yet on the relationship between all of them, and they say that there is no evidence that this was self-defense. Of course, we'll be following the story for you and updating you with details as we get it. But for now, Faven and Jason, I'll send it back to you guys.
Wow, that's one heck of a situation, guys. Seriously, so they had to bring in SWAT and everything to like try to talk the man down. People coming out of the property with just filled up with bullet holes and whatnot. There's one more video that I want to show you all as well. Let's get into that.
Well, guys, the arrest report also says that a witness saw the suspect here laughing and smiling after firing. So here's a look at the home where this happened. Police say
Laughing and smiling after firing. All right. This guy was probably deranged. He was staying at, like, living in the same place with his live-in tenants. You know, they told him that they weren't going to be able to pay that rent and suggested that they go to court. He like, look, we not having that. So, yeah, this is a crazy situation. It was even like in the middle of the night, 12:30 in the morning. But let me go ahead and continue this.
a landlord shot and killed 2 women and critically injured a man just after midnight. Now, according to an arrest report, a witness says 79-year-old landlord Arnoldo Sanchez became angry over the last several days about the renters not paying their rent. And that witness suggested Sanchez go to court to evict them and says he responded by saying he would, quote, handle this his own way. And here's some more details about what happened inside here.
Yeah, that's a red flag right there. You tell somebody to go to court and they tell you that I'm going to handle this my own way. Yeah, that's probably a red flag. You probably want to be on the lookout for that person.
According to the arrest report, a man said he saw Sanchez going into the room of his roommate and his girlfriend. He says Sanchez told the man he would not be able to run from him anymore. The witness says the man yelled no. The woman was screaming. He then heard gunshots. The witness says he saw Sanchez leave the room laughing and smiling. Now, a friend of one of the women who died told me she is just sick and in shock over what happened.
I just don't know why she had to die for it. You know, some rent. It doesn't make sense, does it?
Wow. So, I mean, to be honest with you, man, you know, a lot of these landlords out here they're hurting, you know, like their livelihoods have been really, really robbed from them during this pandemic. And basically the government has it set up to where they can basically just get screwed and not get paid rent. Like there's plenty of people that have tens of thousands of dollars, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in unpaid rent. And the government is allowing that to be so, like really, really hurting a lot of landlords. I understand the reasons why they're doing it and stuff like that or whatever. But man, you know, yeah, this is a tragic situation, guys. It really, really is. You know, it really goes to show like how desperate and how hurting a lot of these landlords are. And just to see that, like, he walked up out of there laughing and stuff like that. Like, this guy may have just been a deranged guy that, you know, just wanted to get off on taking out a couple people. And that was just like the final straw that actually led him up to that point. Like I said earlier, you know, as you get older, the less you care about serving a life sentence. So, like, for real, guys, if y'all out there renting, man, protect yourselves. You know, watch out for red flags from these landlords. Be careful. So my final thoughts on this situation is that, man, you know, once I said, like I said, once again, you know, RIP to the victims in this situation. salute to the guy that ate 9 bullets and it's looking like he's gonna survive. My blessings go out to you, so you can have a full recovery and move on with your life, move past this situation. But I definitely understand that this is a rough one, and I'm really hoping that we don't have like tons of like copycat type of situations where other landlords are trying to take out their tenants because the government is allowing tenants to not pay rent for quite some time. So, it's a whole situation. So, guys, I'm not going to hold y'all up, man. I hope that y'all appreciate this video. Let me know, what are your thoughts on this video? Do you think that, this guy is OC? Do you think that he was maybe just deranged? Or do you think that, like him and the tenants were maybe going back and forth? Like, what's your thoughts on this situation? I'm really curious to hear in the comment box down below. Make sure that y'all like that button, subscribe to the channel if y'all like this content. And until next time, guys, we are out.